Welcome everyone to the 2023-2024 season of the Bowling Promotion Tour QubicaAMF Masters Series. In previous matches, it was Monica Schack-Nielsen winning her first 3 consecutive games against French players Gerald Dansen, Stanislas Nodin, and Gwendal Joliffe before falling to Gaëtan Carew. And now it's Sofie Kaergaard Nielsen of Denmark going for her 3rd win in a row after defeating Carew and her twin sister Karen in our last 2 matches. That brings us to today's match against Anthony Trigodet of France. Here you see Marc, Chavet, and Bruno Bidone. They're your French commentators for this Bowling Promotion Tour competition. My name is Bruce Hall, and I'm your international commentator. Let's take a closer look at our competitors. Sofie Kaergaard Nielsen is 18 years old and a student. She's already been bowling for 7 years, practices every day. She's a member of the Danish youth team. And more importantly, she's a member of Team Sirius, and they came out in our team competition with the front 7 against Team Mercury, shooting 246. Then they defeated the Comets team to punch their ticket into the final against Team Worlds, and we will be bringing you that final on this YouTube channel. Anthony Trigodet, a 36-year-old Frenchman bowling for 12 years. He's a member of Team Orion, and they fell to Team Worlds in the semifinal of the team competition. Trigodet was your number 9 qualifier, averaging 207. We are at the Bowling Sphere in Fontaine-le-Comte, a beautiful town about 200 miles southwest of Paris. And we are now set for our match, Sofie Kaergaard against Anthony Trigodet. We are on the Brunswick Gateway Arch oil pattern. It is a 42-foot pattern, 9.3 to 1, 26 mils of oil, so there's a fair bit of concentration of oil inside the 10 board. So you see most of the players playing right around the track, both left-handed and right-handed. The pocket has been pretty accessible with this pattern. The trick has been to get the ball with the right angle to go through the pins to carry. So we've seen lots of pocket hits, but we've also seen lots of 10 pins, lots of 4 pins, and different leaves as people nibble around the pocket trying to string strikes together. So Sofie will get an 8-pin handicap as part of this international competition by rule. Whenever women bowl men, the women automatically get an 8-pin handicap, and we will calculate that in the score as we go through the match. So here is Sofie with that signature purple hammer kicking us off on the left lane. And look at that free-flowing arm swing. Gets it out to the dry, turn up. Pretty good looking shot. A little bit late to the pocket and comes up for a weak 10. And let's see where this ball crosses. It looks like the arrows, it's right in between the 2nd and 3rd arrow. Gets out to about the 7th or 8th board maybe and turns up. This pattern does not have a huge amount of dry outside. It's pretty flat from the 9 board out to the gutter, but it does not feature a huge amount of recovery. If you throw it out, it won't bounce off that dry. It'll come off it somewhat lazily, and that's part of the reason why we haven't seen great carry with this pattern. And there is Sofie cleaning up the 10 pin. And now we will get our first look at Trigodet. He is throwing an IQ Tour from Storm. A ball with a fairly big weight block, and it should allow him to control the pocket very well. Trigodet going fairly straight. He's a one-hander, and watch the way he cups this wrist to get power on the shot through here. He's 36 years old, bowling for 12 years, which means he started at age 24, pretty late in life, but developed a very nice game in that time. And that's straight up the lane and gets the mixer. So a productive first shot for Trigodet. And he got that ball straight up the lane. There's a right around you. It's very nice when we watch this pattern on this lane surface. You can really tell where the break point is because there's colored boards down there. And as we go look at the replay of this shot, let's see if we can see where this ball crosses. It looks like it goes straight up the 2nd arrow and gets out to about the 8th or 9th board. That's those light boards out there. And then you see the ball turn up and do its job, mixing up the pocket. So now Trigodet trying to double up here to start things off. Gets it out. And there's a slap 7. Just what it's supposed to do. The 4-pin into the sidewall. kicks off the 7. Let's watch where this goes. Again, almost a identical shot to his last shot. Very accurate. Turns up through the pocket. You saw the 4-pin go to the sidewall, kick out that 7, and there's a quick double for Trigodet, and he has already wiped out the 8-pin advantage that Sophie has in this match. So he's taken a 2-pin lead, and we are only here in the second frame. And once again, Sophie has been deadly in the pocket. Her twin sister is a left-hander. They bowled each other in our last match here. And turn it up, and that's a ringing 10 for Sophie. And now we've got a weak 10 and a solid 10. Sophie looks like she's a little bit inside of where she's been playing in previous matches. Let's see where this ball crosses. That's right around the 14th board maybe, and gets out to maybe 9 or 8. So she's not really getting it much outside the puddle in the middle and not quite making the corner. Sophie might want to think about making a move right perhaps to get a little bit straighter into the pocket. And again, this is what we talked about. Nibbling around the pocket and trying to strike and trying to figure out how to get the ball to take out all the pins. There you do see Marc and Bruno. Marc will interview the loser of this match, so stick around for that at the end of the game. And Sophie cross lane. She's throwing that gold crown jewel. Back in the day, that was a very, very productive ball for Brunswick with the big dot in the middle of the label. And she uses it there to convert the 10-pin. Now let's see what kind of a move Sophie might make here. So she's down about 3 pins at this point to Trigodet. Let's see if she stays in or tries to move right, or let's see what she does here. That looks like even deeper in. Oh, she got that out to the draw. Oh, wow, didn't make the corner there. And comes up for the mixer 7-8 spare, or split, we should say. This is really not a very nice result. It wasn't that bad a shot. It comes up, and usually you leave the 2-pin with that. Usually a 2-7-8 is more common, but she knocks the 2 out, leaving her just a 7-8. So she needs to fit this ball right in between these two to convert this spare. And go cross lane, turn a little bit. Oh, close, but no cigar. Fortunately, gets the open frame there. So that's going to leave her open in the 3rd frame, and it's going to extend Trigodet's lead just sitting on the bench. Talked about the YouTube channel. We have over 30,000 subscribers on this channel, so thanks to everybody who tunes in and watches these matches. And there is Sophie with 54 in the 3rd with her handicap. So that's going to put her 16 pins down. And now Trigodet up to the pocket. Oh, my lord, a little bit light in the pocket. And that ball hit pretty weakly. As you can see, again, I think he got that a board or 2 left of target. Let's see where this ball ends up, particularly down on the break point. He's right through the shot, and it gets, see, it's out closer to those darker boards than the 5 and 6 board. Comes up a little bit late, and just lucky to nudge out that 7 and not leave the 7-9. You saw how much the ball deflected there, too, as it hit. So he leaves just the 9-pin, so no harm, no foul there. And we'll give him the spare there, and that will keep his 15-pin lead, including the 8 pins handicap for Sophie. So it would have been a 23-pin lead, but it is a 15-pin lead now for Trigodet. QubicaAMF Strike Tour Series is a special event organized by Bowling Promotion and our friend Bruno Bidone for the French Federation and the French Olympic Sport Channel for the promotion of bowling in general and the French teams specifically. We'd like to thank QubicaAMF. They've signed on for a 3-year commitment to sponsor this Masters Series. And we'll talk a little bit more about how you might be able to participate in this Tour of France and these exciting competitions. And there is Trigodet straight up the lane. Looked like that was a little bit right of target, not by much. He goes up and leaves the 6-pin, and again, here we are nibbling around the pocket and not quite stringing strikes. Very classic with this oil pattern. And you can see that's a little bit left. He got a little more angle towards the pocket that time, and it just picked up, went a little bit high, and leaves a 6-pin. That's kind of sometimes a nightmare for bowlers. You come up light for a 7-pin or a 9-pin, and then you come in high for a 6-pin, and now you're kind of really all around the pocket trying to figure out how to strike. He goes cross lane to the 6-pin, no problem. And Trigodet 4 for 4 in the pocket and clean with a double through 4 frames. And you can see going cross lane. See more lefties use their strike balls to go cross lane because you have those smooth heads to work with as you shoot cross lane spares on the right side. Now, let's see. Sophie has been light with a flat 10, light with a solid 10, and light with a 7-8. Kind of a bad luck spare there. Let's see what she does here. Her move is most definitely right. And it does not make the move. That's going to go down the oil. And it's not even going to think about making the turn. So unfortunately, she looked like to be even a little deeper than before. And watch the way this oil in the middle picks up the ball and just pushes it right through the break point. That's right around 15 board. That's as deep as she's been. And unfortunately, that ball is just not going to make the turn. So she gets it down the lane, doesn't quite make the corner. And there is a 2-pin, and she's kind of standing there. She's like, what do I have to do here? This is not going as planned. And most definitely, the move is right, Sophie, or a more aggressive ball to cut through that oil. Some kind of a move right. Generally, the rule of thumb is move your feet in the direction of your error. So if you're missing right, move your feet right. That's kind of the rule of thumb there. And now with that crown jewel, she'll go cross lane to the 2-pin, no problem there. Once again, excellent spare shooter is Sophie. Winner of this match faces Jack Blythe, and Jack, of course, was our number 8 qualifier. And coming up, we had Louis Bonnet, Halvar Hagen Nielsen, Kenny Bio, Gregory Rius, Jaime Gonzalez, some other folks we've seen in the team competition. And ultimately, we will crown a Masters champion as we get through this stepladder. 16-person stepladder, top 16 qualified in 3 different locations around France. And there is Sophie, and again through the break point, and cannot get it to make the turn. She's like, what's going on? You got to make the move. I'll tell you, sometimes you feel like it's you, and I think what Sophie, the trap Sophie may have fallen in is she doesn't feel like she's quite hitting the ball the right way. She feels like she's not giving it enough turn or something like that. She doesn't really trust the shot, and unfortunately the lanes are talking to her and telling her she's got to move right. But sometimes it's hard to hear that feedback when you believe it was you who made the bad shot. Every bowler fights this problem, and it's something that only experience can really help you do. And there, oh no, she went by the 2-5, and unfortunately that's an unforced error, very, very rare for Sophie in this competition. But unfortunately leaves her open in the 5th. And the door now wide open for Trigodet to kind of run away with this match now. He could put a double together here, or even a couple of spares. He'd be okay. Once again, you talk about, was it you or was it the lane? Do I need to make an adjustment with the ball? You don't want to make adjustments too quickly because you don't want to jump around. You got to give yourself a chance to get lined up with what you're doing. And there's a slap 7 by Trigodet. Good shot there. Straight into the pocket, and really very no drama type approach. Let's look at this. Looks just like the other shots he's made in this lane. Straight down those lighter boards and inside, definitely at the right break point. And you saw the 4-pin do its job in there in the channel. And he has excellent balance. Again, a bowler who started relatively late in life and definitely making the most of it. So good shot there. Now Trigodet already enjoying the 27-pin lead. Could make it 37 with a strike here. And here he goes. Oh, that ball is definitely right at target, so he goes up and almost the Jersey squasher there. But he goes right at target and through the beak. And look at this. I think might have got a little fast with his feet on that one. His maybe shoulders a little bit left, and he got kind of crisscrossed there in his approach. Just a dead pull through the beak. And now he'll go cross lane. First look at his plastic ball. And straight at this 4-7 and chops the 4 off the 7. Wow. That was a bad break that many of us have experienced. And that makes this an interesting match because we just dropped the lead down to 15. And she says, don't chop, don't chop, don't chop. Oh, you dog. Yep, made the chop. And unfortunately, that brings him down to 116 in the 6, so pacing to the 190s. And Sophie pacing to 181 at this point. So 15-pin deficit. Imagine if Sophie could figure out this move and put a double together here, she could get within 5. And that is definitely further right. Look at the earlier break point. The ball makes the corner and gets her first strike of the match. And it couldn't have come at a better time when she's trying to recover and get back in this match. And let's watch this one. See, that's right between second and third. That's at least 2 or 3 boards right of where she threw it before. It gets out to the dry. It makes the turn. It gets up to the pocket to give her an important strike here. And she says, come on, let's get a double here and get back in this match. Trust your move. Get your feet to the right, Sophie, and make the shot. And here she goes. Ball's away. It looks like it might make it. Get up there. Gets to the pocket. But it's a mixer 7-pin. Not quite the turn she was looking for, but not a bad shot by any means. Look at her throw that arm across her body, getting all the turn she can out of that shot. And it just doesn't quite make the corner. Oh, frustration. Because she did make the move. She moved a couple of boards to the right, catching a little more dry, doing what she had to do. And now goes cross lane for the 7-pin. And unfortunately could not cut into the 15-pin lead of Trigodet. Once again, Marc Chavet will interview the loser of this match at the end, so stick around for that interview. And if you're interested in being part of this bowling promotion tour, you can check out the bowling promotion website. In 2024, the tour will actually tour around France the first week in October, so you fly over there or make your way over there by the very end of September. And there's a very good shot. Oh, that's his best shot of the match right there for Trigodet. And that was a nice relaxed shot. He threw it down right around 5-6 board. Turns up through the dry and into the pocket perfectly. So as we said, you travel to France the end of September, and I believe it's October 1st to the 8th or 9th. You tour around France and you go to different venues, qualifying, and then bowling into the finals on TV. So there's that perfect shot by Trigodet. So check out the bowling promotion website. And once again, shout out to Bruno Bidone, who produces and promotes these matches. Just a wonderful proponent of bowling. And Trigodet could really put the hurt on her. Sophie now dead flush in the pocket and does it. And that's going to push his lead back to 25 and make up for that chopped 4-7. And watch this ball go out to the dry. He got a lot on this one. That was maybe his second best shot of the match right there. So 2 great shots there by Trigodet. And now Sophie with her back against the wall. Trigodet pacing at 206. Sophie still with 211 in the wood. So she could go off the sheet, shoot 211 here. And, yep, out to the dry. That's there. Best shot of the match there by Sophie. So she's making her move. I'll tell you, when you see better bowlers, quite often what you see is some fishing around the first few frames, and then it's not uncommon to see the last 3 or 4 or more at the end of the game striking. So that was a perfect shot there. So take that feedback, Sophie. So whatever happens in this match, Sophie, you made the move you had to make, and you got yourself somewhat closer in this match. That mixer 7, imagine if that had gone. Now we'd be back to a 15-pin match or even 5, but unfortunately it didn't. So 25-pin lead for Trigodet going into the 9th and 10th. And that's definitely to the dry. Turn up, and oh, the slider wouldn't go. The pin coming back across the deck. It was a weak 10, but the slider coming back across the deck just would not do its job and give her the double. She's been kind of 2 heartbreaking shots on this left lane the last couple of shots. And now across lane to the 10-pin, no problem, but fortunately the damage is done. So now she's maximum 191. Trigodet pacing to 206. So Trigodet would almost have to go open here to give Sophie a chance. Sophie just could not. Made the move maybe 1 frame too late. That 2-5 in the 5th frame was not a good frame for her. If she makes the move maybe in that frame and strikes, now she's right back in this match. So it just goes to show in a 1-game match, you got to make those moves quickly. And now Trigodet up the lane. Boom. Strikes again. So this match is going to be lopsided towards Trigodet, but it was close. We were within 15 pins there in the middle of the game. Sophie just needed to make that move a little sooner. And Trigodet now relaxing and getting the ball into the pocket and throwing it very well. The last 3 shots have been ideal. So it will be Anthony Trigodet moving on to face Jack Blythe in our next YouTube video. So please hit like and subscribe. We have over 30,000 subscribers. Thanks everybody for signing in and liking and subscribing. And there is Trigodet looking for 4 in a row, and he trips out the 6-pin. So Trigodet is going to have a pretty good score here. Unfortunately, Sophie just could not keep up. Once again, Bruce Hall here. I'm your international commentator for these matches. It's my pleasure to bring you this action. And Trigodet just going for the victory lap here. And right up the lane. Boy, another carbon copy shot. Look at this. He's going to throw the back 6. He's going to be in the 230s here. And he starts off with a double, has an open in the 6th, and then right now he's got the back 5. And can he go back 6? So I think once he kind of saw that Sophie wasn't going to catch him, he kind of relaxed. He's made his best shots here at the end of the match. And a little encouragement from the fans. And straight up the lane, and another slap 7. Wow, back 6 for Anthony Trigodet. If I'm Jack Blythe, I'm watching this, I'm a little bit nervous. Look at this great shot there. And wonderful performance there by Trigodet. Really just 1 ball out of the pocket. And a very nice 236 game for Anthony Trigodet. So for Sophie, we will definitely see her again. Some excellent coaching, wonderful form by these international players. We will see them on the international stage. You think about Monica Shaq Nielsen, only 15 years old. Sophie, only 18, her twin sister. There's a perfect shot through the pocket. So much talent, so much potential in these players, and we look forward to seeing them on the international stage. Watch this shot. That was, again, just to the right of the 3rd arrow. I think she got all of that one, too. Her fingers were perfectly positioned And she got a lot of lift through that shot and turned through perfectly. And now it will be one more chance for 191 here for Sophie with her 8 pins. And again, it will be Trigodet versus Jack Blythe coming up on this YouTube channel. And Sophie out to the dry and coming up a little high, and there's an unlucky hit, leaving the 4-9. But no matter. It will actually be, I mean, it's a 50-pin victory for Trigodet with 55 pins, but it was not nearly that much of a runaway. Trigodet relaxing and putting in the back 6, and then Sophie just could not figure out that left lane to get any kind of a double going. And she makes the 4-9. Has a nice finishing touch on her game, shooting 181. So congratulations to Sophie making it this far in the Masters stepladder. And there is Trigodet, our victor, be moving on to face Jack Blythe. So congratulations to both competitors. I think we'll have some stats here coming up on the match. We'll have a look at that. Here we go. Trigodet 9 strikes, including the back 6, 2 spares, and that 1 chopped spare. And Sophie had that 2-5 that she missed, and that 7-8 split. Those were her 2 opens. So there you go. So please stick around, and there will be the interview with Marc Chavet and Sophie Kaergaard Nielsen. And in the meantime, we'll look at some highlights of some of their best shots of the match. Take care.
Sophie, coming off the very first match, we could get a sense it was a very emotional moment for you out there on the lanes.
Yeah, it definitely was difficult to keep my emotion high when I just kept missing. It was emotional to not get the strike when my opponent did, and I just went further and further behind. I tried to keep my emotion okay high, but it just wasn't enough, and the strikes didn't make it, and I didn't make it, and it wasn't enough. Yeah.
And it did take you a few frames to make it all the way to the first strike, frame number 6.
Yeah, it did. It was annoying it took me so long. I just kept missing in front of myself, and it was clearly on the lanes that you could see it. It would just glide into the pocket, and it wasn't hitting anything. It was just giving a 9 or a 7, or it was annoying that I just couldn't make a good throw. It was just bad after bad after bad. So it was difficult and emotional.
And of course, Anthony Trigodet, a prominent French player. It was a great match, nevertheless.
Yeah, he's a good player. He played well, and I don't regret losing to him. He played so well, so I think he deserved it. Of course, I'm sad that I didn't make it. Of course, I wanted to win, but he was a great player. So maybe next time I'll just keep fighting and hope I get a new opportunity like this. So,
Sophie, thank you very much. Thank you.